And let's take a peek at both of these teams before we hop into the matchup. So on your left-hand side, we've got Nebula Void, represented by 5 players: Z4 Raids, Cripper, Archie, Boulder, and Silk. Now, Silk hasn't played at all this circuit, and with 4 other players on the roster, I don't think we'll see Silk playing. I'll probably go with 3 of the other players on the roster. And it's been a really good season for Nebula so far. 5-1. They've beaten Sloth Apocalypse, Minimal Red, Simpsons, RSG, Sloth, and EV Category 5 all this season. Their only loss was to DTP Gaming back in week number 4. Now for the Unionville Longhorns, it's been a okay season for them. 3-3. Darth Nugget, Willis, and Porkroll, the only 3 verified players for this team, and that means we're going to see only these 3 players on the pitch for this team tonight. They started off decently well with wins over Blossom Diamond and EV Alpha Centauri, but a double forfeit loss to Sick Cosmos, and then follow-up losses to Team Astral and Ultra Instinct meant that their bye match against Team Myrrh left them at 3-3. Unionville Longhorns beating Team Myrrh 3-0. And we'll take a quick peek at the bracket for this division as well. Now, this bracket has been completely updated except for this game. So, DTP Gaming, Minimal Red, EV's Alpha Centauri, Ultra Instinct, Team Astral, and Get Off My Lawn all moving on to the quarterfinals. EV Category 5 is the opponent that awaits the winner of Nebula Void and Unionville Longhorns. A couple upsets already. Can Unionville Longhorns join all of these other teams in upsetting the higher seats? Team Astral and DTP Gaming, the only higher... Minimal Red as well. So 3 of those teams, the higher seeds, moving on, but 4 upsets already. Unionville Longhorns looking to be the 5th one. So for Nebula Void, Boulder appears to be their big goal scorer, averaging 1.4 goals per game. And Cripper and Raids being the defensive rocks. 1.16 saves per game for Raids, and 1.3 saves per game for Cripper. And Boulder, it appears, is also just involved with everything on offense. 0.8 assists per game as well, so averaging 2.2 goal involvements every time that they step out onto the pitch. Now let's talk a little bit about the Longhorns as well. So obviously only 3 of these players on the roster actually eligible to play. As I believe it's ET Magic and James that are both still unverified. And Porkroll going to be looking to be the goal scorer for this team again. Well, over a goal per game for them, leading the team, and actually scoring just about as many goals as Darth Nugget and Willis combined. Darth Nugget over 2 saves per game, and the team overall averaging 3.43 saves per game. So look for Darth Nugget to be on the backboard. Look for them to be waiting in the net to be making some good saves. And then that's almost 4 saves, or about 4 saves per game total for this team. So they seem to be on the defensive end a lot. We'll see if they're able to easily transition out from the defense to the offense and perhaps get it going early today. Now, more than half of this team's goals are assisted, 1.19 assists per game. So this match is a Tier 3 Division 16. 3v3 match coming out of US East. In Tier 3 is your Champ 1s and your Champ 2s. If you want the full the full rank breakdown for the IGL tiers, do exclamation point TIERS in the chat. You can get the full tier breakdown by rank. Well, looks like we've got everybody in now. We've got Raids, Archie, and Cripper. Awesome. So let's bring it to... Okay, I'm making sure everybody gets into the lobby, okay? And let's bring it over to Champions Field, where we've got Unionville Longhorns, and we've got Nebula Void. The final round of 16 match in this division. Fighting for the last spot in the Division 16 quarterfinals. Unionville coming in as that 11th seed, trying to force the upset over Nebula Void. But it looks like for Unionville, the offense is going to be the most important. I haven't had the greatest of luck on that end of the pitch. But if they can get it going tonight, start firing on all cylinders, this could be a huge match for them. Archie with a strong stop in front of their net, denying pork roll and their shot from going any further. And that is going to be an early one for Cripper. The touch to the side by Hawk, met in the infield by Cripper, who puts it onto the ceiling, straight down. Cripper's there. None of the orange defenders in a great spot. Nebula Void up 1-0 in the opening minute of game number 1. And for those of you in the chat, feel free to spam as much as you need to make sure that your team feels supported. If you're the superstitious type, whatever chat messages you need to send, feel free to send those in. There's no spam filters. Z4 Raid's picking up the ball here, getting it out to the midfield, looking for a strong challenge. Can't get it past Porkroll. He's going to get a follow-up. Cripper booting it immediately down the other way. And a double demo between Archie and Porkroll leaves it 2-on-2 for a couple seconds. Hawk is able to push it away, but Archie keeping it in the orange side, looking for a second goal for Nebula. This could be the second one. It's a good opportunity for Cripper. They put it off the backboard twice. The follow-up from Archie, and it is 2-0 for Nebula Void. A great follow-up from Cripper. They could have even had the shot themselves initially, I think. But Cripper put themselves in a good position to get a follow-up when Crippy put that touch onto the backboard. These kinds of touches, the follow-ups, or like the double taps are super low on the backballs, can really be confusing for other teammates and even defenders who are trying to put themselves in a good position. Raid's trying to make it 3, and it's very close. And Archie coming in, Cripper going for the top right corner. And Cripper has found it. Hawk putting it away. Both of their teammates on that opposite side. Darth Nugget going for boost. Inside the opening half of this game, Nebula Void find themselves 3-0 up against the Unionville Longhorns. Darth Nugget couldn't get some contact on that ball. Cripper with the pickup. Archie, a good turn, puts it over into the orange half, but it is met by a defender. Darth Nugget tasked with bringing it out of their half. It's a good flick, barely doesn't get past Z4 Raids. Darth Nugget gonna turn on this, help it onto the blue backboard. There's going to be a shot, but Archie nearly gets a touch away. The height of that Octane proving crucial in keeping the scoreline at 3-0. High in front of the blue net, and Hawk, a good shot, saved away by Archie. Is there a follow-up? It's not in the goal yet. There it is. Porkroll finally puts it into the back of the blue net. 3-1. Unionville, after several attempts, finally gets an opening. The Hawk had almost a chance there, falling in front of the net, almost getting a light tap in. And the blue defense almost holding out with some miraculous saves. Porkroll pushes it to the corner. They try to dribble it out. The Hawk couldn't beat it. So Darth Nugget stays strong on at that front post. Darth Nugget to the corner. Pushed inside by Archie. It gets cleared away by Porkroll. Cripper does get a good turn on it. Tries to keep it in that orange half, but to no avail. It's a good demo on Porkroll, stopping that attack pretty early. Archie tries to get the shot away. There's a follow-up from Cripper, and that is going to make it 4-1. The 3-goal lead restored. Not long after it had been cut down to 2. Cripper with a great tap down there. The one bouncer into the orange goal. Just under a minute left. Unionville needs 3. Nebula Void off to a very good start here. 4 goals to their name in the opening 4 minutes. And they do not want to get lumped into the category of teams that got upset by lower seeded sides. We've already seen 4 teams suffer that fate in this division. Unionville still having hopes of making it 5. But Nebula trying to end those hopes as quickly as possible. Cripper can't get up in time. This could be an opportunity for Hawk. It's off the backboard. Is there a follow from the orange side? There is not. At least not before the Nebula defense could push it away. And Nebula Void do finish this game 4-1. Taking game number 1 of the series. And they were in full control of this match. 9 shots for Nebula Void. Only forced into making 2 saves. So not only were they able to create opportunities, but they were able to hold it down on the defensive end as well. Saving 2 of the 3 shots that Unionville had. Obviously that third one finding its way through. But when you've got more than 40% goal scoring percentage, only allowing 3 shots and only one of them going in, that defense certainly going to be good enough going forward. Porkroll gonna join in. Okay, cool. Just wanted to be sure that everything was going a-okay. And here we have it, game number 2 between Nebula Void and Unionville Longhorns. Z4 raids an early defensive mistake, but Archie's able to push it away. Darth Nugget keeps in, is going for the follow-up. Tries to push it under Cripper. They don't get contact, but Cripper does. Double commit from the blue defense. Hawk, a good stop in the corner. Is there a follow-up from them? Trying to push it away is Raids, and there's no orange player there, so Archie given the space to follow it up. Z4, that's a good shot, and it's saved by Darth Nugget. The follow-up thought about by Cripper. Turned away at the last second. Porka miss in the midfield. Z4 to pick up possession. A double commit from them as well. Hawk to the backboard. Archie hits it away. The infield pass from Archie. It's going across the face of the orange net. Rage trying to put it back in. Archie, a good turn. Is in the direction of the goals behind the orange defense. A very close save from Porkroll. And Hawk to transition. It's narrowly wide. Hawk to the corner. Pushed away by Cripper for now. Raids has 6 boost, but they do get a strong enough 50 to get it past 1. There's a great example of being able to use the little boost that you have to your advantage. Downfield 2v1. Orange versus Archie, and they can't get it through. Archie does get the save, allows their teammates to get back on defense. Darth Nugget gets a demo on Cripper, so it's only raids. They push it out to Archie, but Darth Nugget with the interception. Bullied by Archie, and a bully back. Porkroll attempt inside, pinched away by them and Cripper. And that's gonna be a shot for raids, and it's saved away by Porkroll. Archie, the pop-up. Cripper thought about following it, and they probably should have. At least try to keep the play alive. But they've got the ball back. Archie the follow-up in the air. Cripper to Raids. Back in field to Cripper, and that is a beautiful play from Nebula Void. Cripper to Raids, and then back inside. That first pass, or those first 2 touches, baiting out 2 defenders. And the play quick enough that the 3rd defender can't come in and make a block or a read. Beautiful play from Nebula Void, that they can open up the scoring, and Unionville Longhorns, a very close opportunity to tie it right back up. When the ball got to a central position, they just did not get a shot away. Touch inside from Porkroll. It's very similar style of play to what we just saw Nebula Void pull off, although not as clean. And Unionville is still in search of their first goal of game number 2. Still in search of their first game win of this series. Darth Nugget gets a stop on Archie's shot, and Raids has to transition away. It's a good touch downfield to buy their teammates some time and some boost. Oh, that's going to be a shot for Archie. Nebula Void now up 2-0 with just over a minute remaining. Cripper's touch getting past 2 defenders. Might have been a miscommunication there on who was supposed to put in the challenge. Both those players approaching the ball, but neither of them making a jump or flip to get in its way. Something for the Longhorns to try to figure out in this final minute. Porkroll attempt inside. Darth Nugget's not quick enough. Cripper gets it away. Hawk narrowly misses that touch to keep it on the blue half. And that's put inside by Raids. Is there going to be a follow-up? Hawk gets there first on the backboard. Raids light touches that they can follow it up. 50 kind of goes in their favor. And Archie, a brace for them in game number 2, secures a 3-goal lead for Nebula Void, and most likely is going to secure a game 2 win for them. And that is going to do it. Nebula Void winning game number 2 by a 3-0 lead. the same lead that they had in game number 1, although that one was a 4-1 scoreline. Nebula Void looking very good, looking very dangerous. And if they can keep it up, they may be able to get the sweep over Unionville. A very similar story to game number 1, where Nebula Void this time with 10 shots on goal, converting 3 of them, and only allowing 2 shooting opportunities for Unionville. The midfield game dominated by Nebula Void. Unionville struggling to even get out of their own half for a significant amount of time. But with Unionville on the back heel, perhaps they will take a couple more risks, or they'll be snapped into action in figuring out how they are going to beat Nebula Void. It's going to take a lot to break down this blue side. Z4 has to get a back touch to their own side. And now Orange doing exactly the same thing. Porco going to try to go for it in the midfield, but it's beat by Cripper. 2 blue players getting very close to that ball on the side. Cripper had a little bit of time and space. They were able to get it past a couple. Porco takes the shot, an early save from Raids. The shot's going to have to be better than that from Unionville. Part of the problem for this Unionville side is that the play is just a little bit too slow. They're giving Nebula Void the opportunity to trap them in their own half. The booming clears aren't really there either to relieve that pressure and give the Longhorns an opportunity for a sustained side, or for a sustained attack on the opposite side. Now Archie going to get that shot away. It's off the side, and Cripper follows it through. A good attempt from Archie with the defense at a standstill. Porkroll and one of the other defenders not able to deal with it immediately after coming off that back wall. And that allows Nebula Void to continue coming in and doing some damage. Cripper going to be able to chase it down in the opposite corner. Past one. Inside. Dark Nugget gets demoed, so Z4 Raids opens up some space for Archie to come in. Archie gets demoed. Unionville, can they take advantage? Play this out of their side? They cannot. At least not yet. Nebula Void doing fairly well to recover after a couple missed touches from their between several of the players. Ridge, tap inside. That's going to be for Cripper, and that is going to be goal number 2 of game 3. Nebula Void showing no signs of stopping against the Unionville Longhorns. At this point, the Longhorns not showing any signs of being able to get their offense purring. Decent infield pass. Obviously the follow-up to the corner, but that's good intent. And there's still a whole half to this game left for Unionville to get 2 goals. And at the very least, force an overtime. Good infield pass from Hawk to Pork. Oh, that's set in front of the blue net. Can Pork get the shot away? They can. A great turn from Porkroll. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. and a defensive error costs Nebula Void the shutout. Can the Longhorns capitalize on this? Hawk 50s it with the blue defense. The follow-up, it's just wide. Archie doesn't get the touch. There's two orange players. Is there going to be a third one? It can't get it through. Oh, Porco's going to get that shot. It's off the top corner. And finally, Hawk pushes it through. For the first time this series, Unionville Longhorns have got 2 goals in the same game. It, for a second there, looked like the Longhorns weren't going to be able to take advantage of all those opportunities, but finally they do. And there's now a glimmer of hope for the orange team to at least avoid getting swept. And if they can keep it up long enough, there is always the potential for the reverse sweep. But for now, they just want to focus on finishing off this game. No sense in focusing on games 4 or 5 if you don't even know that you're going to be playing them yet. Darth Nugget causing the blue defense issues as they try to transition. Good pass infield from Cripper to Archie. Porco past 1. Can't get it past 2, but Darth Nugget's going to get a chance for a shot downfield that ultimately is wide. It's more of a clearance. The follow from Darth Nugget, it's off the crossbar. So close to goal number 3 for the Longhorns. A good transition from blue leads to a double commit for the Longhorns. That's inside. Nugget up for it. 50s with raids. And that's a shot, and it's saved away by raids. 30 seconds left. Both these sides looking for the 3rd goal that could potentially be the winner. The Porco, an open shot on net, and Darth Nugget able to get the follow-up. The comeback for Unionville complete. They just have to hang on for another 18 seconds. Porkroll, not the greatest touch in front of the opposing net. But luckily for them and for the rest of the team, Darth Nugget able to put it away. Beat the transitioning defender to the ball. One last attack for Nebula Void. It's off the back wall. Oh, and Cripper's up! Crossbar and down! 3-3. Nebula Void with just seconds remaining. A great pass infield from Archie. Cripper there first. The Unionville defense not able to hold on to their only lead of the series. Oh, is that going to go all the way? It barely does not, and it may have been wide as well. Well, we have overtime in game number 3 between Nebula Void and Unionville Longhorns. Nebula Void on match point, looking for the goal that will secure a sweep. The Longhorns searching for the goal that's going to keep them alive and fighting yet another game. Ball shot back into the middle from off the sidewall. A miss from Cripper and a miss from Hawk. Archie, Cripper going up for it. Do they have to wait? Oh, it could have been a beautiful touch off the backboard. But the orange defense able to get the touch away first. Darth Nugget to midfield. Archie's going to be the first one there. It's off the backboard. Cripper looking for the tap down off the ceiling. Oh, a double committed bumps from the unit of the Longhorns. Cripper, the shot on target, saved away by Nugget. Almost disastrous play from the Longhorns, and Cripper is going to secure the sweep. 4 goals for Cripper as they narrowly earn that sweep over the Unionville Longhorns. Serious improvement from the Longhorns in game 3, but it's still barely not enough to keep Nebula Void from moving on to the quarterfinals.